Plains Raceway is...
Symmons Plains Raceway is...
Symmons Plains is...
Against the likes of the great tracks at Adelaide and Albert Park and Bathurst, Symmons Plains in Tasmania might be deemed a little bit of an oddity.
The truth is, yeah, it might be a bit different to some of the more modern tracks we go racing on, but it's a very traditional touring car track.
What can you say about Symmons Plains Raceway? Fast straights, tight corners, and one of the world's most aggressive hairpins.
The super duper Batman bowl.
It's a bull ring and there's just no escape.
If you're ever looking for a nickname of the Symmons Plains track, it's got to be the pork chop. Look at it. Symmons Plains is a tasty, juicy piece of pig. It makes me hungry every time I see the track map.
There's been some classic races and some famous stoushes. Symmons Plains is one of those places that can just produce anything.
I'll always remember 1993 at Symmons Plains. Mark Scaife and Alan Jones, AJ snowploughing Scaife off the hairpin, and then he kept snowploughing him off the hairpin.
Scaife was none too impressed about a little heave-ho that AJ gave him.
And in typical Scaife fashion, he told AJ exactly what he thought about it all.
We can't play the audio to you, but I'll tell you, it was pretty cherry.
When I think of Symmons Plains, I think of fantastic crowds, really hard braking, and really long straights.
It's good to go back to Symmons Plains. I haven't been racing on that track for many, many years. I can't remember. I think it was back in the Super Tourer days or the early days of the V8 series, but we're going back this year in the Touring Car Masters and looking forward to it. It's, you know, I've got a car that's, I'm hoping it's pretty fast in a straight line, and Symmons has great big long straights, but it has some tight stuff as well, which is going to be hard on the brakes. So I'm looking forward to it. Having not been back there for a long time, I can't wait.
I really enjoy the track at Symmons Plains. There's some good fast corners, some real drivers corners, especially that one as you come past the pit straight. And then you've got one of the most frustrating corners the series probably sees with the hairpin. There's not much to get that corner wrong and cost yourself a lot of time.
You know what? I reckon Tassie's a pretty underrated place. Launceston's a cool town to hang out in, and the track, well, it's really important for one reason. While it's great that we go racing on all these amazing street circuits, tracks like Symmons Plains are the backbone of Aussie motorsport.
I love this track. It's a good old-fashioned 1960s design. If you look at all the circuits that were built back in the early 60s, they've got real character. You know, they may only be very small and tight, some of them, like Symmons Plains, but real tests for drivers. They're a real challenge. They produce very spectacular racing. Love the place, love the location. May it long reign.
One of the things I love about our sport is the opportunity to travel all around Australia. And Symmons Plains in Tasmania, Launceston, is a great part of that. It's the only race we've got down there, and I've enjoyed a lot of other great times in Tasmania, like the Mark Webber Challenge. Every time I go there, it reminds me of that. But on that weekend, we're there to race, and that track has a lot of challenges.
Symmons Plains is a great little track. There's not that many corners to get right, but they all really count. In 2013, it was the first time we took a Nissan around that track. And it was early in our development phase with the engine, and unfortunately we did have a few reliability issues.
We're confident we'll be much stronger. See you at the pork chop.